A global timber shortage. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Let's have a look at this article from the ABC News. A global shortage. And they're talking about timber here. Now I've heard people talk about an LVL, laminated veneer lumber shortage, that have been delaying their house extensions. And well, with HomeBuilder driving up demand for new construction and for renovations, it's definitely going to be an issue. I'm demolishing part of my house now. I've just pulled a roof off a old, deck, and I'm slowly taking a roof off a enclosed veranda. And I think I'll just keep all that timber just in case I might need it. Save it. I'm going to reuse the decking no matter what, but I'll just hold on to it. We'll see. We'll see. You never know. Hey, that old weatherboard may be worth its weight in gold one day, guys. And let's have a look here. This is from Trading Economics. So the Chicago lumber futures were trading at around 950 per thousand boards in March, buoyed by robust real estate markets and expectations of a swifter economic rebound fueled by massive government spending and vaccine rollouts. While the stay-at-home lifestyle has encouraged homeowners to expand or remodel their existing dwellings, low mortgage rates exacerbated this home building spree. Given the above and the fact that supply remains quite scarce, with purchasers struggling to fill existing and new buying requirements, prices have room for further upside momentum. And we can see here, well, timber futures in the US as well is just going crazy. The cost of timber. There you have it, guys. Look at that. Look at that. This is at 25 years. Boom. So, yeah, just in March, maybe I should have built my renovation. Well, we're not using much timber. In March, there you go. Although I am using, I've got some, some stud walls under the house, which are structural. I hope I can get some structural pine. Oh, well, most of ours is built with steel, to be honest. So, a sharp increase in global demand for building products during the COVID-19 pandemic has caused price rises and delays on Australian construction sites and is prompting calls for changes to the federal government's HomeBuilder scheme. They're probably going to have to extend it. Builders across the country have reported trouble in accessing items like timber for house frames as more Australians decide to build detached homes. Australians want to get in homes, guys. Timber is a fantastic product. You've got to think about it. It's completely renewable. It's literally captured sunlight. It's fantastic. A contributing factor behind the construction boom in Australia has been the HomeBuilder scheme, which offers owners grants worth tens of thousands of dollars to either build new homes or substantially renovate their existing properties. One of the key elements of HomeBuilder is that construction on eligible projects must begin within 6 months of contracts being signed. When that deadline is placed on sites across the country, there is a concern some projects may miss out on government support due to delays. Well, then you may be able to get your job done when the market isn't as hot. That could be a good thing too. So, record levels of demand for building materials, as well as the constraints placed due to COVID, restrictions on global freight and shipping containers, and on demand globally for materials, particularly for timber, are placing constraints on the detached housing market in Australia, Housing Industry Association Chief Economist Tim Reardon told the ABC. That same trajectory is playing out globally. It's a factor in the United States, Canada, Japan, Israel, and Scandinavian countries. We've been, hearing about this from the States for some time. It's the same thing, guys. Typically, we would see a domestic house completed within 7 months. This year, that's probably going to stretch out closer to 9 months. The HIA's current forecast suggests 130,000 new homes will be built across the country this year, up from the previous peak of 120,000 in 2017. Certainly, the 6-month time frame from when the contract is signed to the commencement acts as a significant constraint on the number of projects that will be built this year, Mr. Reardon said. Builders certainly need to be cautious in their business planning about what comes out over the course of the next couple of years, because it's certainly possible to overcommit in a market where there are constraints for the supply of land, labor, and lumber. Some of the problems with access to timber have been exacerbated by the 2019-20 bushfires, which ripped through some plantations. 80% of Australian house timber is sourced within Australia. The remaining 20% is imported to cover the surges in demand which are occasionally experienced. Applications for HomeBuilder have soared, double what Treasury initially forecast when it was announced in the middle of last year. It is expected it will likely cost the government around $2 billion by the time the program finishes at the end of this month. So there calls to tweak the system. The federal opposition is suggesting a minor tweak to the scheme before it finishes to ensure more projects get Commonwealth support and builders have steady work for a longer period. If we've got a shortage of timber and it's hard to build, or it's getting more expensive to build because the price of timber is going up, then there's a simple practical solution to this, Shadow Housing Minister Jason Clare said. Instead of requiring builders to start construction within 6 months after the contract is signed, extend that to 12 months. Common sense coming out of the opposition. I love seeing it. I love seeing it. We get so flabbergasted with all of the social justice rubbish that comes out of our politicians' mouths these days that it is good to see some common sense. Thank you, Jason. Good advice there. Simple. Simple solution. Okay, you got an overheating market due to artificial constraints because the government is intervening. Well, let's reduce one of the artificial criteria they put on it to extend it a bit longer. Not the end of the world. If the government makes this tweak, it'll help the people that are applying for the scheme to comply with the rules. And it will mean more work for tradies next year as well as this year. A spokesperson for Housing Minister Michael Sukkar told the ABC that construction deadlines have already been extended from 3 to 6 months since the HomeBuilder program began. The government believes the present timeframes are sufficient, the spokesperson said. I mean, that's the risk that in 12 months then will go out even further. It'll blow out even further. Then it'll be 18 months. Then it'll be 2 years. Then it'll become a permanent fixture of the housing sector. Because, my bias here is, well, actually, no. If it kind of crashes, I don't mind. I'm not getting any of these grants anyway. I'm doing owner-builder. Yeah, because we think, the grants are just going to be eaten up and having a builder run the project when we want to do a lot of it ourselves. Is that still done that much in Australia? Do people do owner-builders that often, guys? I've got an old book, How to Build Your Own Home, a really old one. And, I wonder if people even consider it these days. I was talking to my neighbor up the road. He was telling me how he bought his place for $26,000 on my street. An old Sicilian bloke, 5 kids, 18 grandkids, he was telling me. And he's in his 70s. And he was complaining because he had to trim his the hedge walls that he had. He wishes he never did it. And I said, fantastic, I'm going to take that advice. But what was interesting was, he built his place. He built part of it. Learned all about the brickwork and everything. Just watched guys and did it. Is that disappearing? So anyway, however, we remain in constant contact with industry participants and continue to monitor the progress of the program. The spokesperson said there were no plans to extend the life of the program beyond the end of March. So there's only a few days left for you to get your applications in, guys. This is probably why my certifier's under the pump to get my building approval, which, I'm not going out to tender. If you know any good house raisers in Brisbane, I found a few, let me know. Or any sparkies, because I need to rewire this place, guys. I've got the old ceramic switches that I'm going to get rid of, so I'm going to get a new switchboard, something modern, Anyway, there we have it. A global supply of lumber is being felt in the housing market, and it's just going to make these build costs more expensive. This is what happens, guys. The government intervenes. Everyone feels like they're getting free money. It just overheats. So your free money is worthless. And everyone who isn't getting the benefit of this free money is kind of getting hammered because our costs are going up and we're not getting any freebies. That's the problem when the government steps into the market, when they're trying to do good. What do you reckon, everyone? As always, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, have a great day, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.